Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another episode of Monday Night Must See TV with the Hudson Valley Squares. It's competition night here on the Squares for the first time in quite a while. We haven't done one of these things in a bit, and this idea was brought to me by Mr. Chris Allo himself. And so before we get talking about the topic, let me introduce everybody here. We've got Rob Lasante, Steve Keeler, Count Ralphus himself, Ram Tambora, Bryce Barraza from Bryce Talks Metal, Craig Kaminsky, Ryan Scow, and Mr. Chris Allo. Evening, gents.
Evening.
Karen is feeling well. Karen, if you're watching, I hope you're feeling better. Karen's a little under the weather tonight, so won't be joining us tonight. But let's talk about the topic. So basically, this is all about bands we've seen live, or haven't we? Everybody on the panel has put together a list of 10 bands, 9 of which they've seen live, maybe more than once. One of them they've never seen at all. But we're going to put the bluff on, and obviously one of our 10, we're bluffing. We haven't seen, and it's up to everybody on the panel to guess which that band is from each person. So see how well we know each other, how well we've listened to the stories we've been telling on this show for the past couple of years, or for some of us who know each other for many, many years, how well we can remember what our buddies have seen or haven't seen, right? So I'm going to kickstart us off. I'm also going to do a screen share. This is first for Hudson Valley Squares. We're going to do a screen share so we have everybody's picks up on the screen when they're describing them, so everybody else can kind of see what they are, mull it over, so we don't have to keep repeating them. So I'm going to share my screen, so bear with me a second here.
Jeopardy music. Well, there
Here
we go.
Can everybody see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see it. Yeah.
All right. So my bands are Danzig. Saw Danzig back at the theater at Madison Square Garden back in the late 80s. Florida Georgia Line. Saw them at Bethel Woods. Wasted. Saw them open up for Ozzy. Stryper. Saw them headline in New York City at BB King's. Death Angel. Saw them at BB King's. Primal Fear. Saw them at Irving Plaza. Mark Anthony. Saw him at Madison Square Garden. Motley Crue. Saw them at Nassau Coliseum. Rat, the Mid-Hudson Civic Center, late 80s. And Death at the Ritz in New York City, late 80s. Everybody write down what you think is the band I have not seen.
I think I mentally narrowed it down to 2. I'm going to roll the dice and pick one.
So everybody let me know when if you need more time.
All right. I'm good.
Everybody good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. I will stop the screen share just for a second. All right. And let me go forward my page so we can get to the next person. So the next person on my list is Rob. So Rob, give me a second. Let me just get my document ready to go. I think we are good. Yes, we are. All right, let me go back to the screen share. All right, Rob, your picks are visible.
Okay, so Judas Priest, many times back in the 80s up till recently. Iron Maiden, same thing. Rush, quite a few times in the 80s. Madison Square Garden, back in the Brendan Byrne. Rainbow, back in the 80s also. A lot of these are back then. Elton John in the 90s, early 90s at the Garden. John Mayer, Virginia Beach with the Family. Let's see, Typo Negative was that was it 2003 or 4, I think it was, around there. The Chance. Van Halen a few times back in the 80s. Rolling Stones back in the 80s. And the Police was about 13 years ago. That's it.
All right. Anybody need more time with Rob's?
I'm good.
Okay. All righty. What do we got next? So we got Ryan next. Let me
All
get
right.
you queued up.
It's gonna be something else.
I put some thought into this. I
We
put some
shall
thought into
There's
see.
gonna be bands
right?
on there gonna like, what the fuck is
Well,
that?
we'll see what we got.
All right, here we go. We get, all right.
There we go. All right. Billy Idol, 2005 Mid Hudson Civic Center. Blasphemy from Canada, 2018 Berlin, the Never Surrender Festival. Britney Spears, 1999 July 4th concert at what was then Yasker's Farm before they built Bethel Woods. They used to have little summer concerts there. That's another story about why I'm there. Goat Penis from Brazil. There you go. June 2019. I saw them multiple times. The 2019 Destroying Texas Festival in Houston, Texas. Beautiful city. H-Town. Pantera. June 22nd, 2001. With Slayer, Morbid Angel, and some crappy bands at the Nassau Mausoleum. Nassau Coliseum, Long Island. Phil Collins. June 24th, 2010 at the Roseland Ballroom. Went with my dad. He played all doo-wop and 60s Motown covers. That was a little unusual. Poison Idea, one of my favorite punk bands. I saw what to date has been their last show in fall of 2019 at the Kingsland, a little bar in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. Slut Vomit, awesome band from Seattle. I saw them several times, but the one that stands out is March 16th, 2015 with Niflheim at St. Vitus, little bar in Brooklyn. Great show. Van Halen would be September 6th, 2012 at Bethel Woods. Given my age, that was really my only opportunity to see them because they were broken up for most of the time. And Wasp, just the other day in the Wellmont Theater in Montclair, New Jersey with Armored Saint. And I enjoyed it, even though Blackie does use a lot of backing tracks on those fucking vocals, but I had a good time. So those are my 10.
All right. Anybody need more time?
No.
Nope. All right. All right, next up. I'm going to go with Bryce next.
All right.
Let's see, give me a second here. All right. Let's go to screen share. All right, Bryce, you are up.
All right. So I've got a little bit of a disadvantage here because I can't like reach back to like 1980 like some of y'all can. But I'll go with my first concert I ever saw first, which was Leonard Skinner in 2007 at the Florida Gators football stadium at a pep rally before their homecoming game. Tesla in 2015 at Lakewood Amphitheater in Atlanta. Got LA Guns in 2015 at a little festival called Farm Rock, which has a bunch of those 80s glam metal type of bands. Watain in 2018 at the Masquerade. Number 5. Okay, my 5th band here is Flotsam and Jetsam 2018 at the Masquerade as well. I go to a lot of concerts there. Saxon in 2019 at Center Stage in Atlanta. 1349 in 2019 in Atlanta again at the 529 bar. Nasty Savage in 2021 at the Brass Mug in Tampa, Florida. Magua 2022 at Psycho Las Vegas, and Wraith just recently, a couple days ago in 2022 this year in LA. So cool festival out there I just went to.
Bryce, how do you say your number 9?
Magua.
Wow, okay.
It's a Polish black metal. I believe it means fog, or it was either fog or darkness in Polish. I can't remember what.
Gotcha.
They're very very happy band, as you can tell by that.
Anybody need more time with Bryce's list?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. All right. I got Steve Keeler up next.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Here we go.
I'm not as detailed as everyone else because I didn't write down where I saw these bands.
You just gotta have a good poker face
I
to
kept
lie
mine
about it.
generic. So this
I don't have to have a poker face. I can just give you the list. Then you got to guess.
All right, Steve, it's all you.
All right. So I'm not telling you guys where I saw these bands at, or groups. Temptations, Allman Brothers, Pink Floyd, Emperor, Disturbed, Van Halen, The Grateful Dead, Fish, the Ohio Players, and the Four Tops. That's quite a festival, right?
Yeah.
I'll say.
It's
And I
very
didn't know
European.
I was supposed to give you dates and all this stuff.
No,
and
you don't
where I
have to.
saw 'em.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna make because every poll I've ever done like this is kind of more like this, where it wasn't like, hey, I saw those at Lamar.
Well, you don't have to. It's just to add more.
Add more
Flavor.
nonsense.
Deception.
I think it could be just as much deception right now, because which one didn't I see?
I saw some of these with you, Steve. Which
Well, I'm sure you did,
I,
and I'm sure there's some you haven't seen with me,
it's also true.
because there's at least one that I didn't see.
Well, that's very true.
At least. At least.
Maybe you saw that one with me in a weird dream or something, a weird
All
nightmare.
right, we're gonna stop that right there.
Yeah.
I got it.
It's an interesting list, Steve, because I know you have eclectic taste. So I'm like, I know some people might think are kind of on the fringe of what Steve Keeler would go see, but
Oh yeah, and that's what I thought would make it more interesting for a lot.
This is
They-
a very. If I
they
saw
thought it
this
was
list
just gonna
without a
be
name, I would
black
have been
metal.
like, "That's Steve's list right away." Bam. I gotta pinpointed that across the
Steve
room.
grew up in the '60s. I'm old.
well, I know you have a penchant for the old like soul and R&B bands, right? The Motown
Mhm.
stuff. So
Yeah.
like you got some jam band stuff on here, some new metal, some black metal, some classic
Mhm.
rock.
Mixed it up.
Anybody need more time with Steve's list? No.
I
All right.
winged that up today at work.
Good job. All right. So coming up next, we got Chris Allo.
Uh-oh.
Let me just cue you up here, Chris.
I bet he's never seen the Misfits.
I'm not gonna buy that for a fucking dollar.
I don't think he's ever saw Slayer or Black Sabbath.
Well,
either.
I don't think he's ever seen Iron Maiden.
Nope, probably not.
I purposely went with bands, most of which I would not have expected to see. And
Wow.
I did not look up specific dates, but I kind of remember somewhat. So the Doors at the Roseland, I think it was 2002. So the Charlie Daniels Band at a motorcycle rally, the Harley Rendezvous, I think it was 2018. Wu-Tang Clan, I saw at the Lollapalooza, I think it was 94, 95. Public Enemy, I saw at the Ritz. Kansas, I saw at BB King's, I think it was 2001. Bette Midler, I saw at Radio City Music Hall, I think in 1993.
You poor thing.
Josh Groban was also Radio City Music Hall, I think in 2005. Kelly Clarkson was at the Meadows Amphitheater, I think it was 2004.
Oof.
Survivor was at the Meadowlands, I think it was 2002. And Aaron Carter, who just recently passed away, I think was at the Meadowlands in 2002.
Chris, you sure you didn't do a list like 9 of these I haven't seen and only one I have?
No,
I was gonna say, because of what Chris used to work for magazines and shit, like
Yeah, exactly.
you'd be the hardest one to guess because you
Yeah.
could have seen fucking
I've
anything.
seen a lot of bands, and the funny thing is, my original list was like 20 because I had like 10 other bands that I was like, yeah, that's really weird that I saw this band, I saw this band, but yeah, I have seen 9 of these bands.
Okay. All right.
I gotta just throw like a dart at the wall because I believe you saw any of these because like if they pay you to go to a festival and they're playing, technically you saw them. So
Right.
Well, I know he saw the fake Doors, as he's talked about that already.
All right. Anybody need more time with Chris's list?
I'm just picking a random name here. All right, I'm good.
That's a good one.
That is tough.
I think Chris has got the toughest one.
Yeah, Chris could be the hardest because
All right. We got Craig coming up next. All right, Craig, you're up.
All right. RAMONES Ramones. Saw them in April '95, touring their second to last album, Acid Eaters. Faster Pussycat, I saw opening for Kiss on the Revenge Tour, opening night, October 1st, 1992. Van Halen, it was in Philadelphia, March of 12. with Kool and the Gang opening up, which was really weird. Kansas, I saw them opening for Styx in June of 1996. Morbid Angel in February 1994, opening for Motorhead and Black Sabbath and Motorhead. Tavares, I took my mom to her for her 60th birthday to a show in Philadelphia. She didn't want to go. She didn't want to go into Philly, so went along for safety. So Tavares, More Than a Woman, and Heaven Must Be Missing an Angel. Also on the bill were the Tramps doing Disco Inferno, and Ronnie Spector was the headliner.
Cool.
Rush in June of 2007 on Snakes and Arrows tour. The Goo Goo Dolls in May of 2000 at the DC 101 Chili Cook-Off. I was promised chili and was not given chili, but I got to see the Goo Goo Dolls play, and
Not a good consolation prize.
That's not a good day.
I would have preferred the chili.
I still would.
Yes. And the funny thing is, it's like when I said to my friend, and this was a free concert. It was in Washington, D.C. The Capitol building's like, you're on the street where the Capitol building is right in front of you. So that was kind of cool. And I said, I don't know, it was a free concert. And my friend says, oh, Goo Goo Dolls. I said, I don't know any songs by them, and then they start playing a couple of songs. And it's like, oh God, I know this. Oh God, I know this one too. And it was just awful. All right, number 9, Diamond Head. I saw them at Metal Meltdown 2002 up in Asbury Park, New Jersey.
Wow.
And Billy Ray Cyrus, summer of 1997. While I was finishing up college, I worked doing my internship at a amphitheater, tapping beer. Yes, I got a grade for that. And I actually did some light road work for that. I was moving extension cords and moved some boxes, and actually got to watch Billy Ray from the stage do in 1997. This was 5 years after Achy Breaky Heart, but he was still a sensation at the time. But that'll never happen again, watching from the stage.
Or I thought you meant watching Billy Ray Cyrus.
Yeah, that too.
All right, another tough one. Anybody need more time at the list? Nope. Okay. All right. Ralph. Let me get you queued up here.
Watch out, Ralph. I'm going to tell the Brotherhood of Metal down here if you mess it up. I'll have to tell Jay.
All right, Ralph, you're up.
All right. Too young to see Led Zeppelin, but Page and Plant came around, and I got to see them at Madison Square Garden. I thought it was going to be them playing like their No Quarter album and stuff like that, but it ended up being like almost like a full set of Led Zeppelin songs, and such a great show. I almost didn't care about it, but I'm so glad I went. Bolt Thrower at the Death Stock at the Wetlands. They played with Malevolent Creation, Monstrosity, Incantation, Macabre, Morpheus, Order from Chaos, Disciples of Mockery. A few other bands were on the bill too. Metallica with Cliff Burton opening up for Ozzy at the Meadowlands. Got to hang out with Metallica afterwards. Got autographs by everybody, and didn't have a camera at the time. I wish I did. Sex Pistols at the Roseland in '96 with the original lineup. Ramones 95 at the Chance. Ripping Corpse at the Ritz. This is the show, the Hangman's Ball.
Wow.
With Cannibal Corpse, Massacre, Gore Guts, Grave, Demolition Hammer, Suffocation, Immolation, and Brutal Truth. A couple other bands. Mentors opened up for the Skate Nigs and Revolting Cocks at the Ritz. That was the original Mentors with El Duce singing. Original Possessed lineup at L'Amour's 1987, opening up for Megadeth on the Peace Sells tour. Paul McCartney at Yankee Stadium. And Crumbsuckers at BB King's.
Hmm.
Before they became propane, right?
Yeah, well, no, they were actually propane at that time.
Oh.
This was a reunion show. It was the
Mm.
20th anniversary reunion show.
Ah,
I went to see Crumbsuckers back in the day at Lemore's, but it was pre-internet, and we drove all the way down there. It was Anthrax, Cro-Mags, and Crumbsuckers, and we get there, and the show was completely sold out. So on the way home, we were driving home, and my friend got lost, and somehow we ended up in West Point, and the military police pulled us over, ripped apart our car. I had a butterfly knife that I used to carry around to all the shows back then. They put me in a military police jail cell overnight. My parents had to come pick me up the next day, and I never got my knife back. So
Wow.
years later, when they reunited, I had to finally catch it.
it's
It's a great metal story.
Yeah, right. All right. Anybody need more time with Ralph's list?
Nope. I got it.
It's another tough one.
That is tough.
Yeah.
All of these have been pretty
Yeah.
fucking tough. to be honest.
you might not have any points.
I feel like I
Yeah,
got 0 points here.
I was thinking
Might have
that.
0. Yeah, human gutter ball.
Wow.
All right. Can I take it off the screen? You got it ready?
Mhm.
Yeah, sure.
Mhm.
Chris is stumped.
He's like, yeah.
All right. That was hard.
That was very difficult.
I feel like I got
I,
no points here. I got 0.
I got
0.
nothing.
I tried
Say.
very hard to listen to see like which out of any of the 10 bands, like which each of you, like which one didn't you talk about the most or didn't like sell the most. It's hard because you all, for the most part, you all basically sounded like you saw all these bands.
That's
They did, except for me, and I didn't say
Yeah,
it.
but
so
you
Well,
I-
still have-
technically we did, right? We did see almost all of these bands.
Yeah,
Right.
except for that
Almost.
one magical band.
For that
Yeah.
one.
Could it be?
For that one. All right, so let's start at the beginning.
And Chris, it's funny though, because Chris said he had a lot more, right?
Oh, I got a lot more.
Oh, Chris has
weird
seen
bands.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch more I could have put on too. I mean, but
Although
There was
Ralph
one
has,
band I added and I deleted it because I'm almost like ashamed of it. But I'll mention that when when
Yeah, I had-
Ralph has 2 of my bucket list bands that I never saw was Sex Pistols and Mentors. Always wanted to see both of them.
Ah,
I still kick myself for not doing that Sex Pistols tour in 1996.
All right, so it's reveal time. So we'll go back all the way back to the beginning. So for myself, and we'll go, let's see, so Rob, which band do you think I was lying about?
Wasted.
Nope.
No,
Steve.
I don't even know who they are, to be honest with you.
Well, they opened for Maiden on Somewhere in Time, so wouldn't you have seen them on Somewhere in Time?
Wasted.
Did you see?
Yeah, Pete Way's
Yeah.
band from
Pete
UFO.
Way.
Yeah, but for
Oh,
opening bands,
shit.
you can always be hanging
Yeah.
by the bar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the guy
You
from
know what? It's been
Taiketo
so long, I
was
forgot
there.
about that. You're right.
Yeah, Danny Vaughan was their singer probably at
Didn't-
that time.
Didn't Pete Way never even play on any of their stuff? He just was like a founding member and then
No,
left the
that's
band.
That's
Fastway.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it
Alright.
mixed up.
It's all right.
My bad. My
Wow.
bad.
There, Bryce. Don't you worry.
My
Steady
bad.
was though. He was on it.
Gotcha.
Steve, what did you think was my band that I hadn't seen?
I don't want to disrespect you, but I'm saying death.
Nope.
Well, I'm wrong.
You wound me.
I
Ralph.
don't feel bad now.
I massacred my boy.
I'm gonna say Danzig at Madison Square Garden just because I don't remember them playing in the Garden.
Nope. They opened up for Slayer. at the theater.
for Ozzy or yeah.
We need a buzzer.
Oh, that was the,
Yeah, we
that
need
was
a
the
buzzer
Felt
here.
Forum. That was the Felt Forum show.
Felt
I was at
Forum.
that show. I didn't
Yeah,
know.
I was there too.
Yeah, if you would have said the Felt Forum, I would have known.
Bryce.
I wrote down Striper.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right.
I thought of that one.
Let's
too.
go.
Juggling it.
So who else got that? Who else got
I did.
So just
I
the
got-
two of you? Chris, what did you pick, Chris?
I actually had Danzig because I know you're not a big Danzig fan.
No, I like Danzig. Yeah, that was the only time I saw him. Though.
Okay.
I was halfway between Rat and Striper, and I went with Rat.
Well, I remember
Like,
him
I don't
saying
remember you talking about Rat too much.
he said that Poison blew him off the stage.
Didn't
you?
you? Someone
Somebody.
I don't know about they blew him off the stage. They were both pretty bad, but yeah.
I think he said Poison was better that night or something a while back.
I'd rather
Poison.
listen to Rat than Poison, that's for sure.
Poison and blind
I
off
love Rat,
stage.
dude.
Huh?
All right, so we got 1 point for Craig, 1 point for Bryce. All right, so let's move on to Rob. Steve, what do you think is the one band Rob has not seen?
The Police.
Wrong.
Ah, I'm not getting any points.
That was my
so.
pick too.
Ralph,
I put typo negative.
Wrong. Saw them at the chance.
I also picked typo negative.
I picked-
Day before Halloween.
Type of negative was what I picked as well.
I was
Craig.
at
Actually,
that
have to-
show. I was at that show the day before Halloween when the Misfits came out for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Craig, what'd you pick?
I said Elton John.
Nope, saw him in 91.
I picked
At
the Rolling
Garden
Stones.
By myself. Go ahead.
I picked the Rolling Stones.
You got it.
Whoa!
Damn, I almost picked that.
Wow.
You got it.
1 point for
Never saw the Stones live, believe it or not.
1 point for Pete.
Yeah.
Saw the Who. I haven't seen the Stones though. And Ralph, I was at that show, the Page and Plant show that you were talking about.
Yeah, I was
I
at
was
that
at
too.
that show. Yeah, in the early
It was a good
'90s,
show.
right?
Yeah, it was like
95, they did the Garden, I think.
Yeah, I was at that show. They did Kashmir. They had the whole big band and everything. It was great.
it was unbelievable. Yeah, no backdrop, and they turned around the whole anywhere in the stadium got a view of them. Really good.
All right, Ryan, you're up next. So, Rob, what'd you think? What's the one band Ryan hasn't seen?
Brian was a hard one too. I said Van Halen, only because I figured maybe it would be like a trick. So
That's correct. Never saw Van Halen.
I also had Van Halen.
I got that. Yeah.
Never saw
All
Van
right,
Halen.
so who gets? So we got Rob. Hold on, let me
I got one.
Wow. That was, I
Bryce,
guess
you
I
got
gave
that
it
one?
away or something. I gotta tell.
I got it as well, and Bryce got it. Right?
I got it.
I
yeah.
got it.
I said Billy Idol. Is
No,
that
I
me?
saw him.
I said
did see him at
Billy
Civic
Idol
Center.
too, so I was.
That was
wrong.
going to be my other choice, but for some reason Van Halen just came in my mind. Like,
Yeah,
You
I
know what
thought
it
you.
is?
I thought
I
you went to
remember
Van
Ryan
Halen.
once telling me not long ago that he wishes he would have gotten to see Van Halen.
Ah,
Me too.
So
I
you
Yeah, I
never
didn't go
saw
to
him.
that show. I'm not even a huge fan, but I should have.
I thought
that
for
show,
sure you
but-
were at
Mm.
that Bethel Woods show.
No, I didn't go because I'm an idiot. That's the only
Ralph,
reason.
what did you think was his one?
I said Blasphemy because I thought he would, try to trick us with like a band that we
For
didn't
the
expect.
heavy band, yeah.
Nah, I think they can't play America because of criminal records, but I did see them in Germany. So. That one's true.
All right, let's move on to Steve. Ryan, which is one of the bands you think you think
Steve, I bust on Steve's balls a lot, but Steve's got eclectic taste and he likes a lot of stuff. And this one was tough, so I just kind of threw a dart at the wall and I said Ohio players.
Wrong. I saw them at the former Rock Palace just before the pandemic. It's called Bee's Tavern. It's walking distance to my old shop and my new shop. So I saw the Ohio players in probably 2018 or 2019. So
Cool. All right, Chris, what do you think?
I put the Ohio players because I never heard of them.
You know their song. No,
You know their
Google it.
song.
The
You
love-
know it.
the love,
Fire.
Steve sings it.
Fire.
the Love Roller
only
Coaster.
the old guys know that one.
Of roller
Okay,
Roller
man.
Coaster.
Love Roller Coaster was before the Chili Peppers. thing.
Next time we should have Steve sing a song from every one of our picks.
I
That would make
could.
it
Fresh
easier
on
or
memories.
much harder. Or
I'll sing the Great Heathen Army if you go with me tomorrow. So.
Nice.
it's not as good as Ohio players. But okay.
Mhm.
Ralph, what's your guess?
I said Fish.
That's what I
No, I saw Fish at the Orange County Fairgrounds.
said.
It was part of a festival that when I was still working the fair selling shirts in the 90s.
Yeah, that was my choice too. All right, Bryce.
I put the Grateful Dead.
You picked the correct winner, Bryce, because
Oh,
I've seen Further.
Let's go.
I've seen Further. I've seen Garcia by himself, but I've never seen the Grateful Dead.
So I
Oh,
know you loved
I
it.
knew he was trying to trick us. I knew he
Yeah, that
trying
was
to
a
trick
trick
us.
one. Yep. Because I know Steve
And
has
you
seen a
like the
lot of you
Grateful
off.
I
Dead.
slapped it in with the Allman Brothers and some jam bands, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
What year did the Dead officially cease to exist as a band?
Great
Like, what
question.
was
He
it,
Not-
died in
90?
Didn't he
95.
die in
Yeah,
like
mid-late
95?
Yeah.
Yeah, late '90s. Yeah.
Oh, so I just thought Steve, you would have seen them because I know they've been away for a while.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
you saw them before.
I really I did not like them at all back then. I started to like them a lot more within the last 10 years, and I do
All right.
do listen to them a lot.
That was a good.
So-
That was a good
So
deception.
what did there, who
That was a
else?
good one.
Who else had picks?
Craig,
on
what did
them?
you guess for Steve?
Also fish.
I had 4 tops.
I saw the 4 tops at Bethel Woods with the Temptations a few years
I
back.
remember you went to that. Yeah,
There was
thought my
one
wife
4.
would
There
love to
was
see.
one 4 top and one Temptation left.
that's all you really need, I guess.
That's all you need.
Not really. Well,
Hey,
the
I mean, that's all you're gonna
Order.
get now. At this age, that's all you're gonna fucking get.
I actually saw them in a mall when I was a kid. The Four
Oh.
Tops with my mom and yeah.
Bernadette.
So Bryce is in the lead here, guys.
He's a very
Uh-oh.
smart kid.
Yes.
Thank you.
All
Don't
right.
get cocky.
Chris Allo is up next. So Rob, what is your pick for Chris?
Oh, Chris was such a hard one. I said Kelly Clarkson.
Nope. I saw Kelly Clarkson in concert in 2000 something.
My
I
condolences,
just
sir.
for some reason I can't see him watching. Kelly
Neither can
Clarkson.
I.
Doesn't mean he
I
enjoyed it. He was
I
just
remember,
there.
it was, you know, she sucked, but I remember it was the night after I saw Cannibal Corpse. Because I
And
wore my
why?
Cannibal Corpse shirt.
And,
Why?
what was your exact reasoning for going to the show?
Well,
Was it with
I
a woman or
took
something?
my buddy's wife, but I did also like that one Kelly Clarkson record. This was a
Wow.
guilty pleasure episode we did like 100
Must
years
have
ago on Hudson Valley Squares. Whatever
Oh, so
that
it's
Kelly
a-
Clarkson record was, I kind of liked it, and so I took my buddy's wife, and she was terrible. She literally played like 58 minutes. She couldn't even play an hour headlining set in front of like fucking 15,000 screaming kids.
Wow.
She sounded like shit, and she looked like shit.
Did you buy a shirt?
I did not. But the guy at the Kelly Clarkson merch stand really did like my Cannibal Corpse shirt. That's why I remember what
Oh,
shirt.
you wore the shirt. There you go.
Fuck yeah.
There's one in every crowd.
That's right. Steve, what is your prediction here?
Oh, I probably gotta be wrong because he wouldn't have picked this. Aaron Carter, why?
I saw Aaron Carter play at a festival. It was called Rock on the Range or some Rock to the Rescue, it was called,
Oof.
in 2002, and he was a special guest.
You've seen a dead man.
I have. I'm more than one, but
Well, we've
Yeah.
seen more than one here.
I also picked Aaron Carter because I don't even know who the fuck that is.
I don't know
he
who that
had
is
like
either.
tattoos
No.
on
He
his
just
face.
died. He had tattoos
He
on
died
his
like
face.
a week ago.
A lot of
Wasn't he
people
related?
die that I don't know who they are.
It was related to one of the Backstreet Boys, right, or something?
I have no that I don't
Yeah, I
know.
think a young
I-
believe
brother-
anything you tell me
His
right now.
brother's Nick Carter.
I
Yeah.
only know
Okay.
that because of my daughter. That was the only reason I knew that one.
I
Yeah,
Tell
thought
me
he's
he
he
used
not
to be in
really
Converse.
kidding.
I'll believe you.
It was all rock artists, and like there was a mystery surprise guest, believe it or not, and the surprise guest turned out to be this fucking kid, Aaron Carter. We were like, "Are you kidding?"
Where
Oh,
was
they were
this
not
at?
kidding.
Where
you
was
might have
this?
been there, Steve. It was called Rock on the Range or Rock to the
Yeah.
Rescue.
I
It
wasn't
was like
there.
Foreigner, Bad Company, and
Oh,
a bunch of other, classic.
What
Some
year-
bad company,
bands.
all right.
what year was this?
It was 2002 because it was a benefit for like firefighters and police officers who passed away on September 11th, 2011.
9/11. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't know into
For some
that
reason
one.
now that's coming to my mind that you said that, Chris.
Maybe
It was
Rob,
a
you
fun
maybe you
show.
saw him.
You were there too.
No, I just remember the benefit concert. Maybe it was on HBO or something. I don't know.
It
was
might
bad-
have been. I mean,
it
there
was
was a
Bad
lot of stuff at
Company.
that time.
Craig, what's your guess?
I said Josh Groban.
I took my mom to see Josh Groban twice. Once at the Meadowlands and once at Radio City
Hey.
Music Hall.
I like Josh Groban. I said it here.
My mom was a big fan. He
I
was
don't know
pretty
who that
good in
is
concert,
either.
I gotta be.
Oh.
At least he could
Yeah.
sing, unlike Blackie Lawless.
Oh, no, he could sing.
Hey, Blackie's got one of the best voices ever in his prime.
His tape
prime.
sounds great when you see him in
Hey.
concert, Bryce. I hope you enjoy it.
All right,
had a good
I'm
time
going
at
this
the con-
Friday. I'll be there
All
this
right.
Friday.
Good
okay?
He was good on Saturday.
Yeah, I
They
had
were
time.
good.
Love those backing tapes.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully
Made
the
my
tapes
peace
don't
with it.
break.
A 10-song set.
Who uses
Ralph,
more
what do you
backing
think, Ralph?
tapes? Kiss or Wasp right now?
Probably Wasp.
Wasp.
Yeah,
Wow.
definitely Wasp. They used a lot.
Maybe he's
But-
just so good it seems like backing tapes.
No, Bryce, that's a
Maybe,
no.
maybe,
Now you're showing
maybe.
your age.
I was there and I could tell you it was back in tape. And I still
And I can
enjoyed
tell
it.
you, Bryce,
Fuck it.
he didn't even try to play like a live record. He just played the fucking studio album. It was like, seriously, dude, you're not even trying to
Really?
fucking practice.
Yeah, it was. I
It
still had
had
a
to
good
be
time though.
It had to be a tough one after seeing Merciful Fate.
That's
Yeah.
why I was kind of okay because I'm like, fuck it, I'm just gonna have a good time, and I
And
did.
it was a tough act for Blackie to follow when I saw him seeing Armored Saint, because that was John Bush had just come back, and
Yeah.
he was great. I mean, he
He's
was
always great.
really,
He's
into it and everything. And I said to everybody around me, I said, that's a tough act to follow.
Yeah.
My favorite part was the parking was cheap.
Wow,
The park
that
for 4
bad.
hours, so that was
Wow.
pretty good.
Well, that's something, I paid $4 where I saw him, so that's
That's
worth
even
mentioning
better.
sometimes.
That's even better. Sorry, Pete, we got totally off the rails.
I know.
The
that's
derailer,
Little-
you got the
little mini
derailer.
But
wasp
listen,
in
some
you.
people like that stuff, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do. They do.
How much did you guys pay for parking? I don't remember.
I paid $8. That was pretty good.
That's
It's
not
cheap
bad.
over there. It's cheap to park over there.
Yeah.
Paid free parking at King's Theater in the middle of somewhere. everywhere.
Oof, let's not talk about that shit.
Let's move
Who's
it along.
that? Did he-
Ralph, what's your guess for Chris?
I said Public Enemy.
Wrong. I saw the
Oh.
Public Enemy in 1991 with Anthrax.
Oh,
at
My
the Ritz.
prediction, because I'm pretty sure that I've heard Chris tell me he's never seen this band, was Kansas.
That is correct.
Damn.
Never
damn,
seen
see?
Kansas.
Paying attention. That's what you
I
get.
always kind of wanted to, but just
You
never crossed my path.
I don't think I've ever seen him either.
I've seen them once. They
You did. No, Steve, you went to the show in Middletown.
at the Palladium.
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, that's right. Never saw them in their prime. Never saw them in their prime.
Oh, yeah.
Well, forget that. I mean, we're long.
Well, this wasn't about their prime. It was just
With
song
Steve
for that.
Walsh. Yeah.
Hey, listen, I saw the Doors. Not in their prime, but I saw the
You've
Doors.
seen the- you've
Legally,
seen
you
the-
got
can
the
say on
ticket
paper
stub?
you've seen the door.
It says the Doors.
Doors.
Yeah, with Ian Asbury.
Dean Asper.
Yep, that's
No
right.
matter.
Doors
right.
in quotations. It's fine.
You saw the 4 tops on your ticket. It
But
said
there was one.
the
There was
4
one
tops.
top.
You saw a
No
four
matter.
top.
There was only one top.
One top, not
Singular.
4, not 3.
Singular.
One temptation.
One.
All right, let's move on to Craig.
Yeah, I guessed wrong on that one too. I picked Survivor for him.
You know what? Yeah, that if I didn't remember Chris telling me about Kansas, I would have
Yeah.
picked Survivor. Yeah, but
Chris has got an eye on you.
I can say it now. So, Aaron Carter was the special guest for Survivor.
Uh,
Oh,
Survivor
Ooh.
played the that festival. It was Survivor, Styx, Foreigner, Bad Company, a whole bunch of bands. And Aaron Carter was the special guest during the Survivor set for some reason.
I almost guessed Survivor because the only person I've ever heard on this show ever really like praised Survivor was Butch.
Butch
You know,
loves him.
no one else has ever, to my
Well, Rich
knowledge. has
Catino
won.
must be a big fan. He must.
I like Survivor also.
Yeah, all right, there you go.
All right, now that it's out of the way, but unquestioned, Butch has mentioned it several times.
It's the eye of the tiger.
And this
That's right.
All right, Craig. We'll start with Chris since you just went. What's your pick for Craig?
I picked the one band that I never saw, Kansas.
wrong. I saw them, open up for Styx on the Return to the Paradise Theater tour or something like that in '96. So I guess it was with Steve Walsh, and it may have been with Kerry Livgren too. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I don't.
But they
think
played Fight Fire with Fire, so I was glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Bryce,
Right,
what's
with
your
fire.
pick, Bryce, for Craig?
I picked Diamond Head.
Wrong. Nope. Saw them in 2002, along with Manowar and Nuclear Assault and DRI and
I think Arch
Saxon.
Enemy also played
Saxon.
that bill. I was at that show.
I was
Impaler.
at that show too.
Yeah, I was
I
at
was
that
almost
That,
gonna say- I was
sounds-
almost gonna say that show.
Yeah, Impaler.
That sounds pretty awesome.
Gothic Knights.
It was a great show. Yeah, the
was
band
good.
was literally
Was that-
falling apart.
Was that at the convention hall?
Yes, that was a Jack
Yes.
Koshik show.
So I had to be there. Manowar was in the big theater. Made us wait for like an hour to
Yeah,
come on. Yeah, I was there.
Saxon played that.
Manowar
gig.
was playing at the same time as like Cannibal Corpse or something. So
Yes.
it's like you had to go to the little room to watch them. And I actually saw like 2 minutes of Cannibal Corpse and then came back and
But Manowar made us wait for hours.
watched them.
I videotaped that show. I
Yeah,
shot
yeah.
it for the promoter Jack Koshik.
Koshik show weren't always very well run.
Yeah.
They were
Like
they were a
chaos.
lot of fun though.
Yeah, the
They were
only
fun.
band that wouldn't let me film was Manowar.
You still have the film, Chris?
I do. Yeah,
They wouldn't let you.
I have.
Yeah, Diamond Head and Saxon played the first night, and
Yeah.
Saxon was touring Killing Ground, I think,
I think
at,
so,
at
yeah.
the time. So which
They
was
had
pretty
all
good.
the old school bands in the
Another
theater.
great album.
You get like Raven, Saxon,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fighter.
Oh, that's right. Raven played that too.
Raven played that. That was a good show.
That was a very good show.
And
Yeah.
then the old convention hall is where all the heavier bands were, right?
Yes.
That was a great. That was a
Great
great
show,
old,
yeah.
great old building. I don't know if I don't hear anything going on in that.
They
building
might have
anymore.
demolished it for all I thought.
No,
Dude, it was
it's still
falling
it's
apart
still
20
there.
years ago.
I think
They
still have places
they actually remodeled it recently, and that, but they haven't done
Okay.
anything with it.
Wait, which hall you took?
Asbury Park
Asbury
Convention
Park
Hall.
Convention
Right on
Center.
the water there.
They filmed the wrestler there. Part of that, there was a
Mhm.
scene with him.
Oh, okay.
He's walking through the building when it was all empty and everything.
I've been down by it. I was down by it maybe this year
I
once
saw
or twice,
Priest.
and
I saw
last
Priest
year
and Maiden
too.
there. That was
Wow.
the first
But
time
you
I
don't
saw Priest
you
and
don't
Maiden.
see concerts advertised there anymore for some reason.
I
No,
haven't seen a concert there in probably like 12 years. I saw Dream Theater
Yeah.
down there with Zappa plays Zappa and a couple other bands years ago. It's
I saw a few of those festivals, and I saw Disturbed there too.
a cool place.
Yeah, it is.
All right, so I'm out because I guess Diamond Head. Who else? Who Bryce, did you pick yet?
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, I'm the one that said Diamond Head.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ralph?
I guess Faster Pussycat.
Um,
No,
Right.
that's not. I saw Faster Pussycat open for Kiss along with Trickster on the Revenge
Yeah.
tour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what that's
All
I've
right.
done so horrible at this. I have to throw a Hail Mary and say the Ramones.
That's what I said.
Nope, saw them
Shit.
at a small club in Allentown.
I'm not getting any
and,
points. They're
I was,
goose
I was up on a like a
You got
balcony.
one more
or
try,
something.
Steve. You got one
Yeah.
more try with
All right.
Ralph. So.
I
Anybody
got-
who hasn't guessed for Craig?
I didn't go yet for him.
Who
I
you got,
said Morbid Angel. Me and Keeler went together to that show when it hit New York. It was Tony Martin, Black Sabbath,
Yeah.
with Motorhead, and Morbid Angel. I
Roseland,
think
yep.
Yeah, no, I saw them at the Tower Theater in Pennsylvania and was right up close too
Nice.
for Morbid Angel. First time seeing Motorhead too. We got to see them as a 4-piece, so that was cool.
Mhm.
And also with Bobby Rondinelli was on drums for and Geezer Butler with Tony Martin. Yep, saw that.
Yeah.
Wow, so you have stumped everybody.
I did. Oh wow.
Has
Oh,
anybody
like
got a
any
guess
drunk-
for
So
Craig?
it isn't.
The answer, well, despite seeing Sammy Hagar and David Lee Roth as solo artists, I have never seen Van Halen and
Oh,
and now never will.
Never will.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Never say never. They'll probably have something
Yeah.
happen.
Man, so I guess Van
Pantera's
Halen
back.
and everybody fucking got my ass. He guessed Van Halen and nobody got him.
Well, I
Interesting.
just kept thinking, I couldn't see Ryan going to see Van Halen with Sammy Hagar. And then when Roth rejoined, they didn't do a ton of touring, right?
Mhm.
That lasted what, like 2 tours?
Yeah, it was very short lived.
They
Yeah.
did one in 2007, and then when they did their album in 2012.
That was
I
it, yeah.
believe.
And that was it, right? Yeah.
I went both times. I went both of those shows.
But
did
I
the
saw
first,
the,
first one. I did 2007.
But I saw the Sam and Dave tour where Sammy Hagar and Dave Lee Roth played together, and then I also saw
Oh,
Dave
wow.
Lee Roth open for the original Bad Company in '98 when Bad Company got back together with Boz Burrell before he died. So yeah, got to
I haven't
saw
seen
that.
I-
That was a
I
weird. That was weird because Dave
I
Lee
never
Roth
saw
was-
Van Halen
was
with
thing.
Sammy myself.
Yeah.
I saw
Oh,
Sammy by
I just saw
himself.
Yeah, I saw Van Halen with
I got 2 chances left here for points. So
All right. Ralph. So 9, what are you guessing for Ralph?
I guess the Sex Pistols.
Nope. When they reunited, I went to the Roseland. I got a shirt, got a tour poster. Great show. They sounded so powerful, so tight. They sounded better than they did back in the original day. And they actually came back around again at Asbury Park, but I didn't go to that show. And I think Iggy Pop opened up for that. I think Steve Levin went to that one.
Mm.
But yeah, I met the Roseland, and it was amazing. It was a show I never thought I was ever going to catch.
Well, I had
Chris,
the same thing.
what's your
I
pick?
got a 0.
I put Ripping Corpse. It was just a shot in the dark.
Ripping Corpse, I seen the show, the Hangman's Ball show that I put up.
Oh, see,
I also
Yeah,
seen
the
them-
poster. Yeah.
He had
I
a
also
poster.
seen them- They played
Show and tell.
tough list, man.
played at the marquee. It was Ripping Corpse, Unleashed, Entombed, and Morbid Angel. And
Oh.
MTV was there that night, and they were filming people outside as they were walking in. And like the singer from Orpheus Descends, when the camera from MTV got on him, they said, "What's this music about?" And he says, "Kill for Satan." And then when they put it on me and my friend Ed, we yelled out, "MTV, get off the air!" Like from Dead Kennedy. And of course, they didn't put us up, but the other guy got up on. He was up
So,
on MTV.
Who was
They
that?
did a
Who was
little
that?
quick
Who's that?
segment about death. They did a little segment about death metal, and
Mm.
they interviewed Morbid Angel and Entombed, and Napalm Death was there for the interview, but they weren't part of the show. But
So who was that? Reamer? Jeff Reamer?
Yeah, Jeff Reamer said,
Yeah,
"Kill for
Jeff.
Satan."
Rest in peace. Speaking of Morpheus Ascends, I'm giving it a plug this Friday night here in Middletown. Free concert. Rock Fantasy celebrates 37 years with All Out War, Morpheus Ascends, Winter Nights, and the Croptic Engorgement.
Free show, Quinn's Pins.
7:00. And it's Black Friday and it's Record Store Day at Rock Fantasy.
Blackest
So
Friday.
all come hang out with us.
There you go. Bryce, what's your pick for Ralph?
I also said Sex Pistols, so I got that wrong.
Craig.
I said Bolt Thrower.
Got it.
You
Wow.
never saw Bolt
Nice.
Thrower?
Wow, really?
I went to
Son of
that
a
show.
bitch.
I went to the show that I talked about, the Death Stock, 1994. Second, we walked in the building at the wetlands. Everybody was talking about how Bolt Thrower like didn't get into the country or something. It was before like the internet, so we get down there. And we weren't gonna miss it anyway. Benediction, Malevolent Creation, Incantation, all these bands were playing. But yeah, we got in there and Bolt Thrower had canceled, and that was it. I never got to see Bolt Thrower.
They didn't tour very often. It was pretty infrequent.
I had guessed Paul McCartney.
Yep, I went to the stadium, did like over 20 Beatles songs. Amazing. Me and my wife had a great time. It was awesome. Only chance I ever got to see Beatles. My wife went to see Ringo Starr separately up at Bethel, but I didn't go to that one.
I
All
almost
right,
did
so
the
who
same
got that
thing.
one right? So Craig?
Yeah.
Craig is the other one who guessed Bolt Thrower? All right.
I put down the Mentors.
Mentors opened up for Skate Nigs and Bolton Cox, which is Al Jurgensen's side project, and it was amazing. I got to hang out with El Duce. He took his hood off and he mossed around the pit. So once they got off stage, they came right up to us. Him and El Duce and Sicky Wifebeater came right up to us and hang out with him and shit. I didn't take a picture because we didn't have cameras back then, but it was amazing to see him. And I seen him later on with the other guy, Mark, singing, but that was a different lineup. But I got to see the original Mentors.
All right. So this, I have a feeling our last one will be possibly the toughest one. So Bryce. Ryan, what are you guessing for Bryce?
Again, this is tough. I just guessed Saxon.
I saw him in 2019, so yeah.
Well, 0 points for me across the board.
Ralph, how about you?
I'm gonna say Watain because I think he's like a little bit new to the black metal scene, so I don't know if he would have seen him in 2018. So that was my guess.
That is right, but
Yes.
there's something about this show that's kind of a funny story. So I actually went to the show. I had nobody to go with. I talked my brother into going with me because he's not as much into extreme metal. I'm like, hey, this band Destroyer 666 is more thrashy. You might like him a little bit. And he's like, yeah, we'll go, but we have to leave after the first band there. And I was trying to convince him to stay, and he was whining about it because he doesn't like. He looked up Watain and he saw about how they threw like shit on the crowd and like super extreme. And he's like, we got to go and all this. And we ended up leaving because, I mean, he was like 15 or 16 at the time. And yeah, so we left before Watain played.
They didn't do that at that show, although I have
Yeah.
gotten shows where I have been fucking soaked in blood from them.
Yeah,
There
I'm
was
some-
I'm very disappointed that we left still because Watain's been on several bills that they're supposed to be playing, and then they like can't get in here when they were
Yeah.
supposed to play with Mayhem a little while back, canceled, and they were on the Psycho bill, had to cancel. So
I got a point.
yeah,
You got that one too, Steve? All
And the
right.
best thing is that I defeated Ryan Scow head to head. 1-0.
Nothing
You
else
can
happened.
say that.
1-0.
You get to say that forever now. You get to wave that flag.
What
I had said Tesla. That was my guess.
That's what I guessed as well. Yeah.
I said Flotsam and Jetsam.
You were physically at the Watain show. You could have bought a T-shirt, but you didn't see him perform.
You didn't see the band, though.
that is
Yeah.
correct. That is correct. Yeah.
You
Well,
could have
Ralph
got.
had the same thing technically.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So final tally here. Ryan, 0. Rob,
0
Steve, Chris,
point
and Ralph, 1. Craig, 2. and Bryce and myself tied for first place with 3 points.
So how do you,
Wow, look at
what's
you
the
guys.
playoff?
What's the
That's
prize?
solid.
There's no.
Uh,
Is there a tiebreaker?
I
You win,
didn't
you
come up
win a
with
sea
time.
of tranquility, no prize.
Yeah, there's no. Well, you know what? If Rich Catino would have told me what we could have guessed Rich's.
He didn't give you a pick.
Yeah, Nick didn't give you his list either.
Yeah, true.
Huh.
So, well, Bryce, we tied. So that's
Yeah.
it.
There you go.
Tied for
nice,
first is
nice.
What matters is that Steve beat me by 1 point.
And Lynn's MIA again.
Yes. Yeah.
Hmm.
Still. And
All right,
Butch is
so,
at a hockey game.
Which is a hockey game, yes.
Yep.
Which is a hockey game. Canzaneri will probably be joining us either right before or right after the holidays. So he's taking a few weeks off. And Karen, hope you're feeling better, Karen. And yeah.
Me, Pete, and Craig got to do another video. So we'll see you next week.
Another video tonight.
Well, we got to do Monsters Den, and Thursday's Thanksgiving, so we're doing the review of Terrifier 2. And
I love when you guys do this.
Not Gamma
That's all
this week.
I swear to God, it's
Gamma is sometime
every
in
time I
December.
watch you guys. I got to do it now.
Gamera. I
You've
still
been
got, I
watching
still
your
got the
Gamma.
four.
Ralph, you've
I
been
still got the
watching your
four
Gamma
new ones.
films.
I'm
Craig, you all
all,
caught
I'm
up
all
on
set.
Gamma?
I'm all ready.
I'm all ready to go too. Yeah, exactly.
I still got the four new ones.
Yeah,
to
I still
watch.
got some. Yeah, I still got a couple more to rewatch. So
Yeah, that's a December thing. Yeah, we'll get to that. So,
Nobody guessed what concerts that Gamma saw.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Loudness.
Nobody yet.
Loudness. He saw loudness. And
Hey, I saw Louis Prima when I was 11.
Gamer's a big Tina Turner fan.
nice.
Nice.
Louis Prima rules.
but it's funny with all that, what I said, I saw the Goo Goo Dolls at that chili cook-off. It's like I there's a bunch of other like crappy bands that were on there too. And I said to my wife, I saw, Merciful Fate, and I showed her pictures, and she was like, oh my gosh, that's scary. And, and then I told her, I said, I saw a train also on that chili cook-off, and my wife says, oh, you've seen them, after she saw pictures of Merciful Fate and Midnight and everything, but she said, oh, train, oh, awful.
I'm with
That
you.
The
was-
band I
that
added
was
and then
tough.
deleted because I don't give a fuck. I'll talk about it. Was Gin Blossoms, that shitty
Oof.
90s band. Yeah, I put it on there. I'm like, I don't even want to talk about it, so I deleted it.
Oh, you did. You
I
did
heard
talk.
so much of that in the 90s.
Oh, it was God. I wish I wanted that hour back in my life.
I
But
used to work at the Wiz in the record department, so it was like, oh,
Oh, wow.
painful.
The Whiz is a wow.
nobody beats the Wiz.
Nobody beats it.
All right, everybody, there you have it. So if you've been keeping tabs on your own during the course of the show, put down who you got right and who you didn't down in the comments below. And stay tuned. We're doing this once again tomorrow night in the Prague seat. So strap yourselves in. Get ready for that tomorrow night. Tuesday night, we'll do the challenge there again as well. So stay tuned for that. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube all together all the damn time. For Rob, for Steve, for Ralph, for Bryce, for Craig, Chris, and Ryan, I am Pete. See you all tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody. Take care.